Hi, friends.
Ooh, let me fix
it,
mine.
sister. Fix it, sister.
Oh, it's this way.
Fix it, mama. There we go. Okay. Happy Halloween, everybody. How we doing? Fix the loop, sister. I got it. It's Nurse Joy off of her. This is not Nurse Joy.
I'm off the clock.
This is practitioner Jenny.
It's practitioner happy.
Is practitioner
Felice.
happy? Felice.
Receptionist Felice.
Welcome, friends.
God. Oh, fuck my hat.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to just hold this here.
It's Wendy. It's Pippi Longstocking girl. It's Wendy. Yo, I'm Wendy. Can I get your autograph?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get people ask me all the time. It really was Wendy. We are back for another fantastic, delicious, juicy, hot and ready advice stream where we're gonna talk about some bullshit. We got a couple voicemails.
The hole we found was so deep.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Thank you, Skippy, for the tier 1 sub 2. Dami. Hi, Polly. How are you? We got some emotes for the subs of it all. Let's get some sub emotes. We are going to start off, as always, with our voicemails. Oh, my God.
I was doing that.
But first, let me introduce my co-host, who needs very little introduction.
The hole we found was so deep.
Oh, my goodness. We're almost at a hype train. Thank you, Polly, for the tier 1 gift sub to Dalton. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But like I said, my host today is none other than Nurse Jordan. It's David, my good sister.
Was the wig that good?
The wig was high.
You couldn't tell. What? I know I did it myself.
The elusive chanteuse. David, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
I'm David. I'm currently on social media jail, so that's why the only social media on there is my TikTok, because unfortunately that's what I'm using right now, sadly. But yeah, I'm damn, I don't know what do I know about myself?
Oh, I don't know. What do we all know about you?
I'm a Pisces.
A Pisces, an Instagram thought.
An Instagram thought,
definitely.
Instagram thought. Ex-Instagram thought. I don't know if I'm going to make a new one, to be honest. I'm not sure yet.
Ex-Twitter thought.
Ex-Twitter thought, but I'm only suspended temporarily, they said. So I will be back to being a Twitter thought very shortly. Very shortly, hopefully. You know.
Right in the mic. Just said, dum.
Oh, my bad.
Another hole.
Another hole.
Yeah. That's going to be me when I get my Twitter back.
They said, what happened to all your social medias?
I got suspended. I was talking to a lot of people, and they said that it was probably that I was getting reported, because like both of them got suspended like in the same time, and I didn't do anything really differently than I normally do. I just was a thought on Instagram and Twitter. But Instagram, I will say, I think I was on like my last legs for like the stories and like what I was posting on the stories. So I was really playing it rough there, and like they
got you off them shafts.
Yeah, and I think the one on Twitter was because it was like I had put a lewd picture, but it was nothing different than I normally do. But like on the profile, the profile picture, but it was literally the same thing I always post. But I guess that one's the one that.
The boys were hating on the hole, says.
Yeah. Look at he's trying to make me a slut.
Undercover haters. Hole too pretty. Well.
What?
Well. Did you miss him addressing his social media issues? Yeah, the issues was he just got blocked. Banned, probably reported.
Suspended.
Kicked off.
All of the
But
stuff.
You can still follow him on
yeah,
TikTok
it was lewd. You don't
and OnlyFans. Those are your options. You got TikTok and OnlyFans, and pick and choose your poison. Choose your poison.
They're two very different things. So
yeah,
OnlyFans, I post nothing but cooking videos. So go ahead and subscribe.
Don't play like that. Don't play like that. He did get blocked off Cool Math Games. That's true.
Yeah.
He also got blackmailed.
On Kick.
Kick.
They blocked my Kick. You know,
They got you
WhatsApp.
off Kick. WhatsApp.
Done.
No Wizard
more.
101.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Toontown.
Yeah. Pop Tropica.
RuneScape. Pop Tropica. Final Fantasy 14.
And then Club Penguin. That was the one that got
Club
me.
Penguin.
So I'm taking.
They got your ass off Neopets.
Yeah, everything.
This is a coordinated assault against my good friend's character. Yeah. And we have to all do our Pokemon Unite, Fusion Fall, all of it.
They were just mad that my penguin looked
Maple Story got taken out too. Mm-hmm. All the things. It's
like
it
the cops literally
to
came to my Animal Crossing village. Like they came to my village.
And
the cops.
They said you gotta go.
They said jail. Everything's blocked. Jail. It's horrible.
Anywho,
I'm like turning this like the wrong way.
We are going to get into our first voicemail for the day. We have 2 voicemails, and then one of them is with 3 total, but the third one's a scary story, so we're gonna get to it at the end. And then, actually, Ivan's sending a 4th one. It's also a scary story. Scary stories are coming at the end. Just to give you some time, if you have a scary story, you can still submit it at the website. As far as voicemail, scary stories, you can still send them if you wanted to, but for mostly just send in text ones. Real scary stories about your friends. Did your mom date Mothman? Did your uncle go on a date with John Wayne Gacy? Did your brother see I don't know.
Did you fuck your cousin?
Did you help an old woman who was crying try to find her children? And then all of a sudden she wasn't there no more. Mm-hmm. We want to know.
Every time I think about like La Llorona crying, all I can think about like the thing that comes to my head. Paulson? No. I was gonna say the witch from Left. Is it Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, the one that wins.
That's what I was gonna say. But yeah, same thing, really.
That
honestly,
is Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we're starting off with this voicemails. Let's take a listen. Where's my fucking file?
This ad's gonna keep falling, so I'm sorry.
Okay, so boom, right? I'm talking to my ex again. He's a different person now. He claims that he's a different person. Now I kind of believe him. Like he's showing growth, he's showing change, and he's showing effort. We've been together for a couple of years. We fell off for a year. And shit got messy, but now he's like back. He's actually trying to make an effort. However, he's trying to make an effort while I'm talking to this other guy, and then the other guy was also his ex, and tells me that they were dating while I was dating him, and he has receipts and everything. So I'm like, oh my god, who do I believe? Like, you know. And this other guy is new, and he's cool, and he's cute, and he's sweet, and everything like that. But it's just like, damn, okay, do I go for the love I've always known? But it's really tricky because he also, like, he's done me dirty and done a lot. Do I take that risk? Or, you know, do I take a chance at new love? I don't know. Because whoever I choose, they're just gonna, like, disappear. It's no choosing both. I don't know what that was, but yeah, that's the dilemma. Oh shit, 3 minutes. Okay. And I've reached that up really fast. So a little bit more details. My ex, he's super cool. We fell out. Why did we fall out? There's miscommunication, and we weren't compatible at the time. And like now, like we've been friends for quite some time, so we're like, okay, maybe things have changed. However, like what I want from a guy, I'm getting in this new guy, except he's just dry. Like the texting is dry. He doesn't really call. He's boring when it comes to communication, and the communication is kind of like a big thing. But I mean, it's good. It's real good. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, let's recap.
Wow.
Oh.
Wait, so really quick, going back to the ex situation. So, what is that love triangle?
Okay, we're gonna recap the whole thing.
Okay, right.
Recap the whole thing for everyone that may have forgot. So, but yeah, we're gonna give everyone the TLDR in case you went to go get a cup of coffee or something during this. So what happens is they're talking to their ex again, and they're also talking to someone else. But the catch is that the other person, the third person, was dating his ex while they were still together.
Oh, no.
So he was dating both caller and boy number 2. And he has receipts. But then caller says, who do I believe? Girl, you believe the receipts.
The receipts.
You believe the receipts. So then their question is, do they go for, but they said the new guy, not the ex, the ex has been showing a lot of growth. He seems like he's changed and he's putting in effort and stuff like that. And so they're saying, do I take a chance on the guy that...
Another hole.
Another hole. Chris, thank you for the follow. They say, do I go for the guy that did me dirty, or do I go for the new love? But the new love is also dry. He don't know how to text. He don't call him. He's a little boring.
Why are these the only options?
Why are they... That's my fucking question. Why are these the only options?
Like, ex and dry? Like, why are these the only options? Baby,
Ex
all the way.
Ex who was cheating on you with the dry one?
With the, right.
No.
There has to be better options. Like, there has to be more fish in the sea,
There has
right?
to be. But since it is a voicemail, reminder, all voicemails get thrown through a voice changer and get 3 tarot cards and a moon card. So we're going to pull some cards. If you want to give some of your advice while I pull a moon card.
So I'm very much right now kind of how like you were when I was in a situation with my ex where it's like, cut it. Break it off. Be single. Just this. Like, it's just... Honestly... Right off the back, it's an ex, and everybody knows, like, going back to exes. I mean, it's not for everybody, like, cause sometimes, yeah, like, the ex, going back to an ex, like, whatever, like, there's, like, a whole new love story, blah, 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 blah. But, like, majority, like, going back to an ex that's been toxic, that you've had, like, really bad, situations with, like, really bad encounters with, like, where you already have seen each other at, like, low points, it's not the greatest idea to go right back to, because I mean the bar was already set low because of that. So yeah, of course you might see growth because it's getting better than that really low bar, but that doesn't mean it's better. That doesn't mean it's better than something else somebody else could provide, or better than, like,
even a micro penis got growth. That don't mean it's good.
Right. Oh wait.
That's rude.
I'm not
rude.
a size queen, so I don't know.
Size does not always matter. Sorry to the size queens out. Sorry to the micro penises and the size queens.
I like me a little micro penis. I love buttons.
It's like a little button.
I love buttons. But yeah, I just think, like, you could find so much better elsewhere, or just, like, find better, like, with yourself, like, in your own friendships, in your other relationships, and literally anything else other than going back to, I don't know, an ex that's dated another dude that you were talking to both people, because that's just messy. Like, girl, say it back to yourself. Say that story back to yourself. Like, and tell me, say it in the mirror, and tell me that's not crazy. And if you think you still don't think that that's crazy, then, girl, baby, well, the problem is right there.
Okay. So I pulled 4 cards. Listen, we love the micros out here, all right? They are like little buttons. They deserve respect.
The hole we found was
Micros
so
deserve
deep.
respect.
The hole we found is so deep, and boom, you got a micro penis.
Exactly. Okay, so I only had to look up one of these cards because the rest are pretty self-explanatory. So I normally pull 3, but one other one jumped out. And what is cuffing season? Cuffing season occurs when it starts to get cold out, but you live in Canada, so that might be most of the year. So we pull 4 cards, right? I pulled Death. I pulled the 2 of Cups. I pulled the Empress. And I pulled the 2 of Swords. And then our moon card says it's the full moon in Cancer. So we're talking about emotions a lot. A personal issue reaches resolution. All right. Would it be single season in the South Hemisphere? Yeah, I think cuffing season is kind of perennial. Like, it'll follow kind of the changes of the season. So
Steven.
Yes, Steven. Full Moon in Concert is powerful. Personal issues reaches resolution. The personal issue is here. But I think we're going to talk about Death and the Empress first. Death, as with all things, is not really about death. Wait, I'm playing X2. Holy shit. I didn't update my shit. October advice stream. And it says I'm doing a no cam stream. That's so sick. Thank you. Oops. But so Death is about change. And in here I'm unclear if the change is about the ex changing, or is this a more personal change in terms of your visualizing of these two people and deciding on what you want to do, which then leads me to the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is about a difficult decision, weighing your options. You're at an impasse. You have two roads diverged in a wood. That's a famous poem. And I took the one less traveled. That's Robert Frost.
It's pretty. I like that.
It's a good one. And the Two of Cups is about a union of two people. On Wednesdays we wear pink. It's a Tuesday.
Oh, well, it's...
In Japan, it might be a Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday somewhere, yeah.
So it's Wednesday somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to play Final Fantasy today. I just forgot to update my stream stuff. My bad. Oh, yeah, because you are in the Philippines. So it is Wednesday over there. That's correct. But anyways, Two of Swords and Two of Cups, both twos, but two very different twos, because, as I said, Two of Cups is about a joining of two people, whereas the Two of Swords is about two roads and trying to figure out which one to take. She's stressed out. She don't even want to look at it, right? She's got her options. She don't want to...
Which is literally how they sounded in the voice. They're like, oh, no.
They didn't even want to look. And the last card is the Empress, which is about reaching into your divine feminine. The Empress knows her answers. She is confident in what she's going to do and the road that she is going to take. But I don't think the Empress is showing up now because that's where you're at. I think the Empress is showing up because once you reconcile the change that you've been going through or that you see your ex going through, then you can decide which road you want to take, who you want to join up with, or who you don't want to join up with. Because the Empress, she's not a solitary card, but she's solitary in the fact that she respects herself, she knows what she wants, and she won't settle for less. So you can either go with the Two of Cups and choose someone else, or you can take the route of the Empress, and you can decide both of these men are fucking trash.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
they both sound like trash. I mean,
personally, I think there has to be more options.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we stuck between choosing the man who was cheating on us and the person he was cheating on us with? I think there has to be something else here.
I think there has to be some self-reflection as to why you think those are your only options. There definitely has to be some level of like, all right, why do I feel like I only have the choice between my ex? Because weren't they talking about how like a love that like they've never felt before or something like that?
With the new one.
The new one.
The ex is the love that they've had before, but he's done them dirty in the past.
Well, that's...
But he said that he seems different. You know what I mean?
Different doesn't always mean better.
Exactly.
And then different, like, if he's different, like, how do you know he's not being different with other people? Like, you know how they say, like, when you have somebody shitty and, like, that goes, like, really badly, it's because, like, you were basically just preparing them for another person.
Yeah.
So it's, like, I feel like going back to that person that you were technically just kind of, like, preparing them for... Because... Why would you open the door that's already been closed again? That's how stressed I am.
I just don't know why we feel like we have to choose one now. Like, I get... Don't let society make you think that you need someone for cuffing season. Because you don't. You do not. You don't... It seems like there's a lot of urgency here. And I think we should maybe just take a minute.
Definitely.
And
because I 100%... I feel that, though, where, like, you do feel like you need it because of cuffing season coming up. Like, it's... Cuffing season is like it definitely, you could feel it. Like, you could feel like, damn, like the weather's getting colder, like things like it's getting darker. You don't want to feel like lonely. So I can see
that's
that.
What I got friends for.
Right. That's why I'm saying you have like other relationships that you can kind of dive into for that.
But also the Two of Swords is a card of staying back, taking inaction, and weighing out your options. So I definitely don't make a decision now. I would say play both sides of the field, see the people that they show you that they are, and believe that at face value. Because I don't know why there's even a question about who do I believe, because the receipts were there. The receipts show that he was fucking around with both of you at the same time, dating both of you at the same time. So I don't think you have to believe one over the other because.
Unless, do you think they meant like believe him like? No, actually, yeah, I think that's like the only.
I don't think there's like that.
I think that's like the only. But then it's like
because the receipts are there no matter what. Even if they weren't dating, he was still fucking around.
But either way, it doesn't sound like there was a counter to it. Like, was somebody saying something else for you to not want to believe that?
Like, did he talk to the ex about it? And the ex was like, "No, babe, that's not true." What? There's this lovely thing called polyamory. And what if the three of them?
Oh, that sounds messy though.
It sounds very messy. But maybe you could just fuck it out. You don't have to actually date each other. But maybe if the three of you got together, there might be something. How are you? How are you, Jasper? I feel like that's
gonna end with somebody getting beaten.
Chris, I believe they said last month what their sign was. Give me a sec. I'm trying to see if I can. Dun, 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 dun. I know that X is a Cancer Sun, Taurus Rising, Aquarius Moon, and Caller is a Capricorn Sun, Aquarius Moon, Cancer Rising. I don't know too much about astrology. I mostly just do tarot cards. So I don't know what any of that means. But if anyone wants to explicate on that in the chat, feel free to. I think we've kind of beat this one to the ground. Yeah. We're going to move on to our second one. Probably a December Capricorn. I don't even know what that means. But we'll move on to our second question. Voicemail.
I've only ever met one December Capricorn and he was super clingy.
You know who I think is a December Capricorn? Oh my god. What's his name? He wanted to date me after like a month.
Baihung.
No, not him. Oh god, no. No, what's his name?
Oh, from the.
Yeah. What's his name?
I don't remember.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
The skinny one.
I know the one we saw at the store.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
I don't remember his name.
I wanted to say Victor, but I know it's not right.
No, it's not a Victor. Okay, so let's move on to our next. Our next question is also of who didn't want to date me. Ain't that the question? And look who won. My man.
I was like, my stupid ass was like,
what you mean? You know who won?
I was like, what? Who won?
All right, we're gonna go to our second voicemail.
Hey, it's me. I've had this thing going with a guy for almost a year and a half now, and there's nothing wrong with that relationship. I'm just finding myself like almost like too concerned that I'm gonna like mess it up just by being the kind of person I am. And then to top things off, we're in like an open relationship, which I think is going well. It's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell sort of thing, where we'll both just go do whatever. But I don't know, there's another potential, suitor in the mix. And this new person and I have like a ton in common, and the obstacle would be like we don't live near each other, we even get to see each other very often, and the aforementioned boyfriend. But I don't know. I hope the cards can like show me a little clarity about maybe what I should be doing for myself, instead of focusing on like these two guys.
Cute. I like that they asked for not advice about what to do with the two men, but what to do about themselves.
Yeah, I love that.
For recapping, they have been with someone for about a year and a half now. They don't think that there's anything wrong aside from their own self feelings that they feel like they're gonna mess it up. And they're in an open relationship, which they believe is going well. They said it's a don't ask, don't tell sort of thing. They just kind of do whatever in addition to seeing each other. But in this, they have found another person who they have a ton in common with, but they don't live near each other and they don't get to see each other very often. And the aforementioned boyfriend doesn't know because it's a don't ask, don't tell thing. But all right, you want to offer some question or some answers while
I mean, I already like that they sound like they're putting like themselves kind of like already taking accountability, like starting off with that accountability where they're saying that they like, okay, what should I focus with myself instead of like these guys like as like the focal point. So I already like that. Like it seems like you'd make logical kinds of decisions, or at least like at least like well like good kinds of emotional decisions, because those are like the important ones, the ones that like are come from emotion. Those are difficult. So I think in an open relationship, look at my little rolls getting all undone. I'm looking even more like I'm off the clock. But I think for an open relationship, I mean, they're always all different. I have a couple like experiences with like open relationships and like issues with open relationships. Not like my own, but from other people and from what I've seen is that honestly, like the biggest thing, and it kind of goes for any relationship, even like I think like closed relationships, like they're the biggest downfall of them is the lack of communication. So it's like when you're not telling something or you're not telling somebody something, and I don't know how that dynamic for the whole don't ask, don't tell situation works in this relationship, but like it can work, but then in certain situations like this where like okay, now you have this other suitor that you're interested in, is that something that you bring up to your partner because you're in an open relationship, or is that something that you don't want to bring up? And if it's not, then maybe ask yourself like, why do you not want to bring that up to them? Like, is it because you're scared of like they will think it's cheating? Because like I'm not entirely sure how cheating works in open relationships, but is it like if it's like emotional based, if you like start catching feelings for someone else, like I'm not sure. But like maybe if that's something you don't want to bring up, maybe start there. Like ask yourself like, why is it something you don't want to bring up to them? Because I think it would be something worth bringing up if you guys have this open relationship. It's somebody that you're interested in. Maybe you can, like we were talking, like polyamory is a thing. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in.
Okay, so I'll say this about open relationships. Cheating is fully dependent on the rules of your open relationship. So in this case, it seems like they have a don't ask, don't tell things that they said. So they don't talk about who they're fucking, which is fine. But I think in this case, if you have feelings for someone, this other person, you have to bring it up because you just have to be open about what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I am experiencing attraction to this other person. But also, you said that this person like lives far away. You don't get to see each other that often. So, is it worth putting stock into them? You know what I mean? Like, do you really want to continue things with them if you already feel like it's just not gonna be good or it's gonna go sour?
Oh, and you also have to take into consideration like if you bring this up to your partner, because it's something you're interested in, you also would have to be okay with them exploring in the same way. I'm just saying.
Which I mean, that it seems like they're fine with that because they think that they're open relationship.
But you know, sometimes people are like, I want to do this, but then if you don't, like if you start, it's not cool. Whatever.
Well, I think this is the same person that called in last month talking about how they did open their relationship up.
Oh, cute. Okay,
yes.
Cute.
So I think they were the one that brought it up.
Cute.
So I pulled a moon card and it says your commitment is being tested, which, wow, it's a little spot on.
Right. Wow.
A little too on the nose right there. But as far as the 3 cards that I pulled the 7 of Staves or the 7 of Wands, depending on what set you're using. I have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Coins in reverse as well. So the 10 of Coins, when upright, is about the garnering of wealth or the establishing of a family. But in reverse, it's about the insecurities around like family life, and so I'm guessing in this case,
wow, these are really
their
fun.
relationship. You know what I mean? So it's kind of bringing into question the stability of the relationship. But to actually start off, I want to go to the Queen of Staves, the Queen of Wands, because upright, the Queen of Staves, the Queen of Wands, she's powerful. She's got that wand, and the wand is about ideas, the ideas of what a person is, less action oriented and more so about confidence and thought. And so reversed, it is about the lack of self-respect or being more introverted or reestablishing your sense of self or kind of figuring out who you are and how you are going to respond to these things, because it goes coin, wand, sword. The sword is the next thing, is to take the action, but this is the wand. So the wand is about establishing that part within yourself, which is what they really asked about. What should they do in terms of themselves? And I think that's why we pulled the Queen of Wands, is because the Queen of Hitachi Wands. You're so fucking sick. Get out of here. You're sick. Anyways, I think you just have to look into yourself and have a lot of conversations with yourself, but also with your partner about how you're feeling in your relationship. Like you said at the beginning up top, that they feel like they're gonna ruin it. That's something that you should share with your partner or with the therapist or both. Just feelings that like while you are having you feel that your relationship's going well, you have a constant fear that you're going to mess things up. And so getting that extra assurance from your partner might help put things into perspective for you. But also, it really sounds like a thing for therapy. And this is a good time to remind everyone, we are not licensed therapists. We are advices for entertainment purposes only, and to seek out the help of a therapist in most cases. And the Seven of Staves is about, oh my god, I keep on forgetting what the Seven of Wands is about. It's about challenge, perseverance, and it's a man on a journey. He's about to cross that river. And so you're on a journey of self-respect and self-confidence, and reestablishing how you feel both in your relationship and with yourself. I think for now, my advice, especially going with the commitment is being tested, this sounds like a great time to talk to your partner, reestablish kind of the rules of your open relationship, to make sure that you are both on the same page. And I would definitely talk to your partner about the feelings that you're having about this other person, and discuss any outward feelings that you might have with them in regards to not feeling, what's the word I'm looking for? Connected to your partner in the way that you're feeling connection with this third person. But I would try to say this third person doesn't sound like I wouldn't continue things with them.
It doesn't sound like they're much of an option.
They're not much. They live far away. You barely see them. You just have things in common with them. Mm-hmm. Which I have things in common with a lot of people.
Yeah.
With a lot of people.
Which I feel like this is like a good way to open that conversation where you like with your partner, because it's like, well, I did have these things, like nothing happened, right? But I did, and like boom, there you start this conversation. Like the conversation is now open for you guys to like, for you specifically to explore and go into whatever direction you want with that.
Because we say this all the time. Just because you enter a relationship with someone doesn't mean you stop feeling attraction to other people. Mm-hmm. And so you're feeling attraction with this third person, but yes, you're attracted to them, but it might be because you're also not feeling a certain sense of security in your relationship, because you feel like you're going to sabotage it. Mm-hmm. And so you might be deflecting by turning to this third person. I think the main thing is here, talk to your partner. Always talk to your partner. Be open about it. I know you have a don't ask, don't tell, but that is not...
don't ask, don't tell doesn't excuse lack of communication.
Yes. It just means you just don't talk about who you're fucking.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You don't have to be like, I was sucking 4 holes and holes.
I just got double penetrated in a park right now, bros. Maybe
like fisted in Steamworks. You don't have to talk about all that. We gotta talk about, I'm not feeling too sure. I'm feeling a little down. Give me some reassurance. I almost said prestidigitation, and that is not what that word means. Prestidigitation means magic.
Give me some magic.
Give me some magic. Give me a little magic.
A little magic.
A little bit. All right, that's it for our voicemails until scary story time. So for now, we're gonna get on to our questions. We're going to take turns reading them. So I'll read the first one, and then you can read the next one. Our first question is from Dan. It's a general advice question, and it says, I'm going to be performing on stage for the first time ever, congrats, in March in a 9-week competition, congrats. Ooh. What are some pointers you have for getting rid of nerves before you go on in front of a crowd? You want to start off this one?
Yeah. Honestly, you can't really, like, you can't get rid of nerves. But the good thing is, and this is one thing that I will always say to everybody because it was like a great note that somebody told me, nerves is a good thing. Like, it means you give a fuck. Like, it means you care, and it means like you are about to like do something that like is like out of your comfort zone, which is amazing. It means like this goes for everybody. Like even me, like if you don't know, I'm a go-go dancer. And I every single time before I get up there, like before I get up onto like the bar or whatever, I feel nervous. Like I get these like little butterflies or whatever. It's always like that. But then as soon as you get up there, every time, like as soon as you get up there and as soon as you start doing your thing, boom, gone. You're in the moment, or most of the time anyway. Like, but like you're in the moment. Like you just focus on what it is. Look at my hat. It's really gonna do me like that while I'm having a moment. While I'm having a moment here. But like, it's gonna happen. Like nerves are very like it's normal. There's things that you can do to like make the nerves like I guess less. But that's like breathing exercises and stuff.
For me, I just have a shot.
I don't drink. So
I know that's not for you, but for me, it's just one quick shot before I go on.
Shots do like when I still drink when the competition. Oh my god, the competition started before
it's been that fucking long. It's been that fucking long.
But yeah, like before like I would take like a shot just to like calm the nerves. It's liquid. It's literally called liquid courage. So boom, there you go.
I am not a performer in the traditional sense, but I am a performer. Did I feel the first time for cage fight I didn't feel that nervous, but that's also because I don't really care. And so I think for me the lack of nerves, I was just like I'm gonna just go up there, do what I have to do, and hopefully get sent home. That was my original thought. Which okay, think about it. Samurai code states if you go into a battle assuming you will be the one dying, you will come out victorious.
Oh.
Because you don't leave anything back.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So if you go in assuming it's going to be your last time, then in turn you do more because you don't leave anything back. You don't hold anything back. You do everything that you could. So I guess that's kind of what I was tapping into when I first started the competition. And that's just kind of what I thought every week until I sent myself home. Until I quit.
Also, I will say, not just because I didn't say congrats on the competition thing. This is it's a fun experience.
It's fun,
but
9 weeks is a lot.
Also, I do think one of the things that helped a lot is getting to know the people that you're competing against.
Yes, you have a lot more fun competing.
Yes,
with your friends.
You have so much more fun competing with people that you like people that you enjoy, and it gets that much more competitive and that much more it means that much more to you when it's you're going up against somebody that you actually care about, that you know stuff about them, that you know why they're doing it, or whatever. But just getting to know the people that you're competing with makes it that much better.
There's a reason why every reality show, after their season, so many of the people are close together. Because you're spending time with these people, you're competing against each other. It fosters a sense of camaraderie. So I don't think you have to get rid of nerves before you go in front of a crowd, but I would definitely get to know your competition.
And that doesn't have to happen right away either.
Oh no, don't go in trying to be that girl who's
friends with everybody. No. Yeah, you don't have to let it happen kind of naturally, but also I would say seek it out a bit, but not too much.
Another hole.
Another one.
Thanks, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yes. Okay. This one is by Aspiring Celebrity. It's about sex and love. I am in love with someone who is asexual, but I am whatever the opposite of asexual is. Allosexual. We tried open for a little and had far too many difficulties with romantic jealousy, fears of losing each other, etc. Also, was kind of odd because it was open for me, but not for them because they are ace. Oh, I've actually been in that situation before. Where it's
girl, finish reading it first. We'll get to it afterwards.
Oh, I thought that was the end of it.
There's still a little more.
I am committed to being with them and plan to just really enjoy myself.
You know.
Oh, you know what I mean. Oh, I know what you mean.
Winky emoji.
Smirk. That's a smirk.
Okay, it's a smirk.
With the vague hope of eventually being okay as an open relationship. But I feel like this is interesting and could be content for your stream. So it is advice here. What?
It's the way it's like, I think this is good content. I think this is great content.
This is great for you guys.
This is great. Take it. I'm having troubles in my relationship. Take it, girl. Talk about it. Alright, since you read, I'll start.
Okay.
I'm in love with a stripper. What was that? My little. I was trying to keep myself from cackling. This is another thing. You just gotta talk to your partner about it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk to them. But the thing is, they're ace, so they're not out having sex with people. So it's really only open for you because you're out having sex with people. And I think, oh my god, they should read The Ethical Slut together as a couple.
Book club.
Because it's about combating feelings of jealousy and fears of losing each other in an open relationship. And even if the asexual partner isn't, engaging with any other person, it might be helpful in terms of unlearning feelings of jealousy, and because you don't stop being jealous, you just learn how to deal with jealousy in a more healthy manner.
You basically just get more secure in your relationship and like with your partner that like combats, because like you I don't know, like until I used to be a pretty jealous person. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Oh my god.
No, I was done.
Okay.
It was over.
I used to be a pretty jealous person. But I kind of still am. But I like to make sure there's a really strong foundation of trust in any kind of relationship, even like friend relationships. But like obviously we're talking about like romantic relationships. So in romantic relationships, I like to have like a good foundation of trust and like security with each other, and it always comes with, again, communication. Like it will always be that, like the communication and everything, and talking to about what it is you feel. Anytime you feel a negative emotion, anytime you feel like something bad or something's off or anything, like say it, like be open about it, like talk to them, talk to your partner, like this is the person that you're in love with or that you're sharing a romantic relationship with. Like be open with that person.
Wait, you said that you had something similar.
Yeah, so this was a while ago. I had there was this trans man who was asexual. They weren't
not a slow
like
two, a
into
slow po.
a slow two.
I think it was slow bro.
A slow two and a nurse joint. But yeah, so like they were asexual, and we didn't even really like do anything like that. Like here it got to like, a point where we were like sort of like doing stuff, but it wasn't really like much of anything. And it was cool. Like they were okay with it. We didn't like date, and this was like in college, like when I was at U of I for like that brief time. And it was nice. Like we talked to them, but they were like, you can go do your thing, which I did. And I won't, and I was like, I thought it was interesting, like it was cool. It did make me feel also like a little weird, because it's like somebody that I'm interested in is okay with me having like, because I was still really new to this stuff, so I was like, it made me feel a little weird, because I was like, I'm going to do all this other stuff and they're just not at all.
They just sit at home reading the book.
Yeah, and I was like, I felt it sort of made me feel a little like dirty, I want to say, like kind of like that
Catholic guilt.
Yeah, well, for being Christian guilt.
It's the
Christian guilt.
It's the Christian guilt.
Yeah, but after a while, like this was before when I didn't really like to talk about stuff, so it was just that, and I had to like stop it. But then we connected a while after, and they told me that like if I would have just basically been honest with them about how I had been feeling, they would have been cool with it. Like they would have been cool with all of the stuff that I was feeling, and I was like, oh, and which I will say, like, is kind of like, oh, well, you say that now, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, how are you supposed to know if you don't ever?
Right.
But also, I'm assuming if they brought it up, they must have felt some type of way about it already. They're like, well, I know I can't give what he needs sexually, because it's not everything in a relationship, but it's definitely part of it. So I think, yeah, just talk to them. That's all we have to do to start our part.
always
Pink wig,
communication.
thick ass. Hi, Jade.
Whiplash. I always say, every time I think of that, I think of that Wendy Williams like me where she's like.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. This is from Wilmer. It's a general advice question. Oh my god, this one's really funny. Hello, Jack and David. First thing is that I adore you, David. You are my crush, and it hurt me not being able to see you on Twitter anymore. Crying emoji. Jack, I love your sense of humor. My question is the following. What advice would you give me since I plan to start my OnlyFans account? What content would I have to upload? P.S. I still don't want to upload videos having sex. It would just be me. Listen, I don't know who Jack is.
Right.
I don't know who Jack is.
You got a roommate?
I must.
Other than Fubu?
Jack?
Jack?
Oh.
Jack?
I think I know who Jack is. This is Jack. Official mascot of the stream, Jack.
Jack.
You have great humor, apparently, Jack. Featuring in my latest TikTok.
I mean, clearly he has great humor. Look at it.
But to this question, do you want to start since I read?
Sure. That's literally what I'm doing. The same thing. I barely started my OnlyFans not too long ago. I was super nervous about it starting. I really was scared overall to start like collabing with people. And it's really just talking to other people like you are now, like that have OnlyFans or that are doing OnlyFans, and asking them like for their advice, like what they do, like what they've done. But you don't have to post or upload videos of you having sex or even go out and have sex and record it if you're not ready. You literally don't have to do, like, if you're never gonna be ready, you don't have to do it.
Don't do OnlyFans, do OnlyFlans instead. Make a bunch of flans for the girls, let them have it. That's what
honestly,
I'm on.
I want a flan now.
I want flan too. I was
Flan's
actually
good.
really in the mood to make some custard.
Bitch, we're talking about flan, you say custard.
Yeah, because I was gonna make different types of custard because I can make creme brulee in that thing.
So
I was
back to
gonna make
flan. Oh my god.
And I was gonna make bitch, I love a creme brulee. And the thing that you bought me, you gonna tell me you don't want creme brulee?
I said flan.
Well, I
said
want
what
flan
said.
too, but you could have both. You just put the crusty bit on one and the other one you leave as is. Easy.
Do you have any advice for...
This really isn't a question for me. This is a question for you. All they said was that Jack is funny. They said they had a crush on you, but Jack is funny.
Jack is really funny.
Jack is funny. He's hilarious.
So funny.
Jack is so funny. I don't know, girl. I'm just saying, if you don't want to post videos of you having sex, don't post videos of you having sex. That's it.
Honestly, what content would I have to upload?
Promote on Twitter.
That's a good one. So I wouldn't start really with OnlyFans until you feel like you have a good enough following that you know will like subscribe, because then it kind of defeats the purpose of doing it. Or not, I wouldn't say defeat, because it's always gonna be extra cash no matter who subscribes, even if it's like a couple people. But like if you're comfortable with the amount of following you have that will subscribe, then I would do that. So like what I did is I just like started teasing people on Twitter, like
Post shaft pics
posting
every other
shaft
day.
pics.
Post a shaft pic.
Talk about how you have an uncut brown dick every day. But like tease them, you know, like don't give them everything just yet. Tease it. Oh my god, can I not say that on here?
You can say it.
Okay, I'm like, am I about to get your thing
No,
canceled?
you're gonna get me banned. You got banned from everything. Now you're gonna get me banned, bitch.
Don't even say it, because the way shit's been working out, somebody's probably gonna report it right now.
Probably.
But yeah, like make sure you have like that following first, and then do it, and then start where you're comfortable. Start like posting stuff that you feel like you would post like on Twitter fully. Like so, if you or wherever you're gonna be doing that like teasing stuff. So like if you feel like you want to start just posting pictures, just post pictures. If you feel like you want to just start posting like 5-second videos of you, do that.
Playing dice for legal purposes.
You know, do that. Do it. If you feel like you want to get your back blown out on video, then do that whenever you're comfortable.
And just post a shorter version instead of the full video.
Mm-hmm.
Say full version on the OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's...
Duh. All right, next question. This is from... Oh, wait, you read this one.
This is from IBS Bussy Baby. It's about sex and love. Oh my god.
It's a quick one.
I have chronic IBS, and she is painful and irritating. But I want a bottom. How do you suggest I go about it? Baby, go to your doctor.
Okay. See, because we truly cannot give advice about this. We're not
Go to the
licensed
doctor.
doctors.
Please.
Also, neither of us have IBS, so we just don't have like a personal stake in this. I don't know how to deal with IBS.
Like, right? I have no idea.
I would talk to a doctor. Talk to a gay doctor if you can. Talk to a gay butt
Oh, is that why
doctor.
they're asking? Because I'm Nurse Joy? I'm so sorry. I know this is really convincing, and I know... Another one.
So can you douche on IBS?
I don't know
are you
what-
supposed to take fiber on IBS? I have no idea. So
I don't know anything about
I don't even feel
IBS.
comfortable giving an answer to this because I really no single.
Like, I be
clue.
shitting, but that's it. Like, I don't...
Is there pre and probiotics exactly? Is there a Reddit for the girls?
There's a Reddit for everything.
The girls at bottom with IBS.
There's a Reddit for everything.
There has to be an IBS
There,
bottom
there's
support
probably
group.
one of... You know how there's, like, those, like, bottom diets now? Everywhere you see, like, there's bottom diets. Like,
Yeah.
there's probably one for IBS.
I frequently think about the Yelp bottom diet, or it was DoorDash. The DoorDash bottom diet. It came out during Pride Month.
Oh,
Because it always reminds me that
Here.
that sushi is apparently bottom healthy. That's literally they say here F word.
Wait,
I got
sushi is... Oh my god,
Apparently.
apparently. And then you'd be ready to go.
That's why I tweeted it because I had Pokeball.
Look at us.
The Wish app, not the Nurse Joy off the Wish. We said this is not Nurse Joy. This is Practitioner Happy.
Police.
Yup. All right, that was a quick one. I would just say talk to your doctor. Go online, look up some resources, tweet about it. The girls who have IBS are always tweeting. Next one is from Thirsty4D, and then in parentheses Avid. So Thirsty for David. It's a sex love question. It's really stupid. It's just how do we slide into David's DMs without social media? Is David only into other guys with a six pack? Well, this is not a question for me. This is a question for you. So
Right.
well, actually, I'm David's social media liaison. If you would like to get in contact with David, actually, David likes thick boys. All right, I'll be the friend.
It's the sound of the keyboard.
Because I wanted to show everyone a picture.
That is so funny.
I wanted to show everybody a picture. And this is the picture I wanted to show everybody. That actually. I'm
Okay.
screaming. Also, thank you, Jade, for the tier 1 sub to Ivan. Thank you. David's already in a throuple, says Jade.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you not know?
The throuple's in Philly and they're waiting.
Yeah. There's a couple in Philly that are waiting.
Oh, wait, there are. I remember.
There's a couple thruples.
Come on, the Philadelphia polycule.
Oh, right, the question. So sliding into my DMs without social media, I guess you don't.
You slide into my DMs asking for David.
Yeah, he's the if you haven't seen him posting for me,
I am David's social media liaison.
But for the other part, I'm not only into guys with six packs. I mean, six packs are hot, but like, I don't have a type. That's a big thing. I don't have a type.
I know your type.
I do
Heartbeat,
Oh.
breathing.
No, but like
Human.
I've never had like a type. I've never had anybody that I'm not into. It's always been about personality, and anybody that has seen my exes will tell you that, because that's all they do is talk
It's a
shit.
brick and a half.
All they do is talk shit about my exes.
Let's give it break.
But I find them attractive,
Boop, bop, bop.
and they are all still attractive to me. I will not be like talk shit about them. That's I don't have a type.
Why you say I'm undead? What I do? The next question is from you
Thick
read this
and
one.
juicy wallets. That's a real one.
That is a
I
type.
do like those
thick and juicy
wallets.
wallets.
Okay, this next one is by Pump. It is general advice. How do you get motivation to work out and stay motivated? I'm asking about before you started going consistently and had results. The only motivation I have is that guys who have muscles tend to like others with muscles. So to get on their level, I need to work out, which does not work out. Haha. I know people say I don't work out for others, I work out to feel good, which is fair, but I hate myself, so I do not want to work out for myself.
Okay. Finally, a question for me.
Yeah, because that's not me. I've been to the gym once in the past 3 months, maybe.
I'll say this. I started working out consistently when I went to college. And when I started working out, I think my goal was really to get muscular enough that I could walk around at night and feel safe. Because I was at school in North Philly.
Right.
And a lot of my friends were really twinky and tiny. So I said, girl, if I gotta be the one to protect us, I gotta be the one to protect us. And I am. So that was honestly like
motivation enough.
It gave me motivation enough was to be able to protect my friends on walks home after parties.
So the lesson, find your motivation in.
Yeah, for me, a lot of motivation came from watching My Hero Academia. Basically, because he trains so hard.
Of all of them,
Midoriya trains so hard. True. They all train so hard, and I was like, that just gave me motivation to go to the gym.
Plus Ultra, you know.
I used to watch an episode on the treadmill as I did cardio, and then after that I would lift because I felt so hyped up because I'm like, well, if they're going plus ultra, bitch, I gotta go plus ultra.
That's cute. I like that.
I think the biggest thing though is if you can make a habit out of it, like if you can go, like 3-4 times a month, month.
Don't listen to that part.
Don't strike that from the record. If you can go like 3 to 4 times a week consistently for a month, it'll be easier to go. And there are days where I definitely do not want to go. And what do I do on those days? I take pre-workout because that shit will have you like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And at that point, you're like, well, I gotta go.
Pre-workout, I will say that is like the motivation sometimes. Like, it gets you wanting to go.
On days where I don't want to go, I just do pre-workout.
Yeah.
Usually I don't.
Start there.
But I think for those days where you really don't want to go to the gym, pre-workout will be your friend. That's my big thing. But for real, if you can make a habit out of it, going for like a month, it'll be easier to go the second month.
That C4 gets you there.
And then it'll be easier to go the third month and the fourth month. And then all of a sudden it's 6 years later and you're wearing a Slowpoke hat during your advice stream.
Right. I will say, though, this kind of goes for not just like working out, but anything that really requires you to have like motivation. Don't like try to force it. Like, basically, like, I wouldn't say without just like trying to let it come to you. Like, I wouldn't say trying to force it, because then if you set that where you're like, oh, I need to go to the gym, and then you end up not going to the gym, a lot of times you feel like defeated, and then that defeated feeling carries on, and then you end up not wanting to go, and then there's that trend of like, oh, well, I already missed. Well, I already feel defeated. Yeah.
Don't let the bad feelings outweigh what you want to do. And also, I say go to the gym, but you also don't have to go to the gym. Jasper just says that they do their tiny little weights at home. If going to the gym is not for you, if you hate lifting weights, you can do another active thing. Body workouts at home. You could get into a team, a team. You could do sports. Like in college, I got into boxing for a bit, so I was doing boxing as another way to protect my friends on walks home. I was a part of the.
Do you know how to box?
Yeah, I was part of the Temple boxing team. It was unofficial because the school would not let us have an actual boxing squad, but they had punching bags, and we would go in and.
Use me as your punching bag.
Okay. Off stream, I will get banned for fighting you on stream. Boxing's very fun and very tiring. It's a great workout. Go swimming, go running. There are other outlets if you don't like the gym. That's all I'm saying. So if you're going to the gym consistently and you feel like you hate it, try something else.
Because there's so many ways to gain muscle. It's not just going to the gym. So you can find something that you think is a fun or something that vibes with you.
But mostly find a reason to work out. That for it doesn't have to be protecting your friends on walks home. And I would not recommend working out to become muscly like other guys so that you can hook up with other guys. But for some people that is their thing. But
I will say some people just want to look hot. And that's fine. Valid. That is so fine.
But look hot for you.
Yeah.
Don't look hot for anyone else. Look hot for you.
I think this is one thing. Is like I just on TikTok. He's like, I just want to look sexy while I'm hitting it. I'm like, you know what? If that's your motivation, if you want to look hot because you have a mirror in your bedroom and you want to fuck somebody while you look at yourself.
Don't point out my mirror. Do not point out my mirror in my room like this.
There's reasons that this apartment was.
I said, this the one. This the one. I'ma move.
Oh, this is it.
Oh, she's taking it. Can I get the skin of David as Nurse Joy on Fortnite?
You came through. You were like, yeah, I see it. I see the vision.
I see the vision. That's what Wanda said. I see the vision. All right. Enough about my sexual proclivities, and enough about getting
wanting mommy milkers is literally my motivation too.
Exactly. I wanted big tits, and I wanted a shoulder.
I want fat ñoños like on a regular.
I wanted to walk home with my twinky little friends, like the Pied Piper, walking in front of the rest of my twink little friends. And getting us all home safe together. And you know what? It worked. I only got in one fight in college.
I want to walk down the stairs and get a black eye. Like, that's... boom. There's just...
I got in one fight in college. And it was 2-on-1. It was not fair. But I saved my twinks.
Oh, I thought you meant 2-on-1 because of the... Oh, okay. I get you. I thought you meant your titties were the... Okay.
I'm screaming.
Okay. Yeah.
Next question. This is from... Motobabi. General advice question. And they say, how do I come out to my parents if I feel like they already know but don't say anything about it?
I hate the coming out stuff.
I hate coming out stuff.
I feel like if you genuinely think that this is where I'm at now, because before I would have been like, just say it, but right now, the whole coming out stuff is like, it's so outdated, honestly. I feel like if you're there where you think they already know and they just aren't saying anything and you don't think that they're treating you any differently or that they would treat you any differently, just live your life. Like, live your best you every day and, like, live as expressive as you want to be you, all like 100% you all the time around them. And if you feel like they know and then they accept you for it, boom, there you go. You never have to have that talk about, like, oh, this is who I am. I want you to accept me because, that's a hard conversation, and I just feel like it's so outdated. Like, it's such a...
My parents knew when I came out to them.
My parents didn't.
My parents knew. Which is weird, because my brother was gayer than I am, and when he came out, they were like, oh my god. There's two of them?
Wait, he came out first?
He came out second.
Oh, that's...
They were fine with it, because I had already come out, and I had done the legwork for him. All right? I passed on the baton. But they were so shocked when he came out. But when I came out, they were like, yeah.
My parents for my eldest brother, because my eldest brother's gay, and he came out first to my mom.
I threw the first brick.
But like he came out first, and I remember my mom and everything telling me, she was like, I was literally in a cast because I had broken my eyes. I was like at the thing to get it, I think, taken out or recast it or some shit. And she was like, what would you do if your brother was gay? I was like, okay, first of all, why are we talking about this here? Second of all, he is gay. Like, where have you been? Like, I knew this. I was like, where were you? And she's like, you knew? I was like, you didn't? Like, what? Like, it was so obvious. And then a couple years later, I came out to my mom and my dad, and they didn't know. But it was so funny, though. Like, I still say this to everybody, because I came out as bi to my mom when she asked me. She's like, what does that mean? And I was like, it means I like guys and girls. And she was like, oh, so there's a chance.
That's the way my jaw just dropped.
And I was like, you know what? Just for that.
But I will say this. Some parents can be really oblivious.
Yeah.
Bitch, you could be at a Lady Gaga concert, face down, wearing that giant claw thing, and you come home after the concert and be like, he's so artistic. He's just a really big fan. He's really artistic. Everyone's on their own journey. He
loves her. I think he wants to marry her.
Right? Like, I think he went with a nice girl too. Whole time the girl is like, is their fruit fly. But yeah, I just, if you think that you are in a safe enough spot to come out to them, then I would do it. Like, if you're moved out of the house, because then you're not really, there's less
where you're gonna get
stakes,
kicked out or anything.
You know what I mean? But if you're not in like a, if you want to, you also, do you want to come out to them? If you don't,
right?
If you want to come out just because you think they know but aren't saying anything, then I wouldn't come out. I would come out when you feel like, for your own sense of freedom, that is what you have to do.
Like, if this is something that you feel like you need to say and, like, make an announcement, do it. But, like, if you don't feel like you need to, or, like, if you feel like things will be fine without it, or you're just not ready.
It's no rush.
No rush.
Come
People come out at late times, so you could be 45, 50, come out to them.
Come out, girl. I want to go back in some days. No.
I'll just take a trip back to the closet.
When I said Emma Watson was pretty once, and my mom was convinced I had a crush on her.
That's a parent thing. Like, you say, like, you like.
But you say
paper
you like
plates one time.
mangoes once.
Mangoes
Your
for the
dad will
rest
be
of your
cutting
life.
mangoes for years. Bitch, I said I liked hot sauce once. My mom still buys me hot sauce any chance she gets. She's like, oh, I found this hot sauce. I think you would love it. And like, I like hot sauce, but I'm not like, I don't need to find the hottest hot sauce. I just, I like a little tapatio on my shit.
Right.
But she'd be like, here's some ghost pepper hot sauce, and here's a habanero, and here's this and this. Oh, as an adult, it's much better coming out as if by chance it goes south as opposed to being a child. Yes, that's why I came out as a teenager, because I had no other options, and I just felt like I had to. I was like, I can't hold it in any longer.
Oh, that's another thing.
Because I was so dramatic.
If you feel like you need to because that's like the societal norm for like queer folk that they come out, it's not. You don't need to. You don't need to follow these like norms, even for queer people. Like, you don't need to come out. It's not a thing that's needed. You know?
I told my mom about Wordle the other day. She comes back with a dollar store crossword puzzle book. This is like, you tell your parents one thing and they're like, great. I'll put that on the list. For Christmas, you get
number one on the list.
Yup. Yup. Yeah, I think coming out as an adult is definitely a different experience. Because if you don't live with your parents, you don't have to see them as often, then you're like, I really don't really care what y'all think. I'm gonna do me. Alright, next question is from El Bebe. It's a general advice question. It says, any Halloween costume ideas? They didn't specify whether for us or for them, but I really know who they are. So I don't, like, just general costume ideas.
For us?
I don't know. Did they mean for us? Did they mean for them? I don't know. Let's just give some
Let's
ideas.
make it about us.
So I was going to make it for us. I was going to make it for other people, but I was going to do solo costumes, find something that you like.
I feel like Soul Eater is such a great anime to get cosplays and costumes from. Like, they're so good. Like, Death the Kid, so simple, but it's so like, oh, I know who that is.
Get you a little bob.
Right, get you a little bob.
Put the Sanzu lines in. Hi, Omani. I was thinking about doing Bolin this year, but I don't think I will because it's probably too much work. Me and my boyfriend are doing Colossus and Nightcrawler.
When did we say we were doing that? I don't remember us talking about this.
Aren't you putting on your Cyclops costume?
Okay. I don't know why you said it like that.
Exactly. Put your little Cyclops costume on, bitch. Put your little visor on. Yeah. That's
Shut up.
One eye. Get some friends. Think about what y'all want to do together. Power Ranger.
Get some friends. Find some friends.
Get some friends.
Get a social group.
I always think, okay, here, if you can make it sexy,
you can make everything sexy.
Yes, you can make it sexy. But if you want to be like a slasher, instead of wearing the mask like this, bitch, make it a fascinator.
Like the ones from Demon Slayer.
The gays, yes. Make it like a little festival mask, a little fascinator.
That's cute.
Get you a little hockey mask fascinator, and do a little I'm drowned, my name is Jason, and then you get you a little machete. And then you can get some booty shorts, and a, what's it called? A flannel?
No, it has to be a mesh shirt. That's
not the, no, don't do that. If you're gonna do a costume and make it slutty, show some effort, because I saw something on Instagram.
It was so funny.
It pissed me off so much. I had to send it to him. So here's what happened. It's a picture of this guy. He's got on a sweatband and then 2 armbands. And just that. He has those 3 items on, and then a mesh shirt and some booty shorts. And someone commented, "What are you?"
Wait, but like, what are you?
And they responded.
They're like, wait, but what are you supposed to be?
They responded. 80. Shut up. 80s exercise instructor.
I thought they said 80s gymnast.
Oh, 80s gymnast. It was 80s gymnast. It wasn't even workout instructor. It's just an 80s gymnast. Girl, you have on 2 sweatbands and a headband.
My God.
You are not being 80s gymnast. You're giving lazy. If you're gonna do Halloween and you're a homosexual, do better. I want better for my people.
The effort is always put into like how they're gonna justify that costume, like whatever they're wearing.
They put more effort into the
justification. Always.
Oh my God. I'm saying be sexy, but put a little effort in. Dare David to be the peanut butter baby.
That was one of my options.
I know.
I was literally gonna wear because I have peanut
butter. And I was the jar. But then I was just gonna walk around, but I was just too scared that all the people that are dressed as dogs are gonna be like licking me because there's all those pups in Boys Town. That there are. You could just sit in subblock. And I was like, just sit in the back of subblock like.
And if anybody comes like, are you looking? Be like,
That's what I'm saying, Jasper. Like, you can decide your costume the day of and still make it work and do more than 3 armbands and a mesh shirt and call it 80s gymnast. Mm-hmm. If you were doing 80s gymnast, girl, look like, what's his name? Let's Get Physical. Mm-hmm. What's his fucking name? Gay workout instructor. What the fuck is it? Richard Simmons.
Right.
You could have been Richard Simmons, bitch. Not Dua Lipa.
Not Dua
Lipa. You could have just like Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
There's
anything. And then you could have made it sexy, and then it would have been like, there's the justification. But
that's what I'm saying. Just don't be lazy. That's it.
That's what I was saying. Gymnasts wear bodysuits.
Right.
Like, it would have been like a full, which would have been hot. That would have been hot.
Just get a singlet and just say you're a wrestler.
Mm-hmm. And everybody knows that singlets are hot.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that.
Or you and your friends get colored singlets, and then you just get a little mask. Boom, you're the Power Rangers.
I think there's Power Rangers outfits that are a lot cheaper. You could just do that.
But it's not a singlet. It's not hot enough.
Oh, that's true.
It's not sexy enough. Y'all got options. All right. Enough about us ranting about Halloween. I'm just saying, don't be lazy. Next question.
Oh wait, we were not gonna make it about us.
Oh, what are your costume ideas?
Wait, did you say yours already?
I said I was. That scared the
shit. I was like.
Thank you. Thank you, Sipo. Welcome to the street. None of us were like, because we were both looking at each other, so we didn't see the notification pop up. So bitch, we said, "Who's that behind you?"
Oh my God. Okay. So for me, for Halloween costumes, I was thinking, last year when I had the long hair, I really wanted to do Shikamaru. Okay. So badly. That would have been so nice, right? So I'm gonna try to grow my hair out and then do it next year.
I think you could be Quicksilver really easily.
So that was my other option, like for Quicksilver, since I have this. But I don't know how long I'm keeping this hair color.
Okay, that's fine.
I do like the two-tone, but I'm not sure. I have all the options of like the ones that I wore for Cage Fight. I mainly really would like the one that I would wear again is the Poison Ivy one. That one was fun.
Really? I was gonna say that Emma Frost or the Cyclops were my favorite.
I mean, last year we wore 3 costumes, so
I could
do that.
That we did. We had a lot of options. My options, I was gonna do Bolin. I've done my Slowpoke one today, but I was gonna do a more refined one.
Are you gonna get a tail butt plug?
Well, I was going to repurpose my giant penis.
Okay, come on, reduce, reuse, recycle.
So the giant penis that I have for my competition, I was gonna wrap it in pink fabric and top it with white fabric.
That would be perfect.
And then wear it on my ass and carry around a giant Slowpoke dick.
And then you could whip it around.
And it's removable. So you could be Team Rocket, and you can remove it for me.
That's cute. Oh, I have always wanted to do a Team Rocket look. But mainly Jessie's because she has that cute crop top.
She got the under titty.
Yeah, and
under titty.
I love it.
Yeah, so cute. I was gonna do a more extravagant Slowpoke one. I nixed out Bolin. I was gonna do Nuktuk Hero of the North, South. Hero of the South. But I'm not gonna do it anymore. And then my main one is me and another hole. Another mole. Hi Mo. How are you?
Hey baby.
Mo. I was gonna text you about this, but I'll say it here to pressure you. Would you like to show up via Skype 1 month and be a advice co-host? This is me proposing. But anyway, so I was gonna do Bolin, but I stopped doing that. So I think my main one.
No.
Right.
Heart.
No. No, but I fuck with you for trying. My main one's gonna be Colossus.
Absolutely not.
Alright.
Oh, I love mole. Oh my god, I haven't had mole in forever.
But before I do that, I hope both of you all become inspirations to people. I wish you the best of your Twitch careers. I hope you become successful. Thank you, C-Boy. That's very sweet of you. Thank
really
you.
sweet.
Thank you for the follow and thank you for stopping in. Have a good rest of your evening, friend. My sister said you would make a perfect Bolin. Thank you. Maybe I'll pull it together.
Right. Like all you needed was one
Since
life.
y'all twisted my arm. Since y'all held me at gunpoint.
No, I'm not gonna do it, girl.
I'm not gonna do it. I was just thinking about it. Me in a couple weeks.
I did it. Oh, we have more.
I do got time. Yeah, we got a couple more, and then scary stories. So this next one, there's 3 questions, but I'm gonna read them as one. And so it's from Anonymous. It's a general question, a sex loving question, and then another general question. Anonymous. Well, you want to know a really good drag name? I was gonna tell you this for tag team. Lolo Price. My friend Colin always said that was gonna be his drag name. I think Lolo Price is a genius drag name.
That is cute. Ooh, I'm gonna steal that. Who said that?
Oh, my friend Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
Okay, so anyway, the 3 questions they wrote were: could you date someone who slept with several of your friends? I'm talking 6+. Then the second one, which they were going through when they submitted these questions, because they came in ba 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 ba. The second one: what's an absolute deal breaker for you when dating someone? Sleeping with 6 of my friends, even if it's going super well in the beginning. And then the third one, this is where they finally get to it. I just started dating this guy. We've been together for 3 months, but he wants me to go on a trip to meet his whole family out of state. But I don't want to. Plus, I used to talk to his brother on Grindr all the time, and it was a ... memorable exchange. My boyfriend doesn't know. Would you go? So which of these questions should we tackle first? I think let's just go in order.
This, yeah. Wow. Okay.
There's a lot going on.
This is not where I thought this was going, but you know who would be great at answering this? Stefan.
Why?
Never mind. Well, I'll talk about it later.
Oh, girl. Oh. Come on, the homie hopper of Chicago. You have the best person to ask these questions to, because we have on stage with us today the homie hopper of Chicago, Miss David.
If there's
herself.
one thing I can answer, it's a thought question.
Okay, so would you date someone who slept with several of your friends? You're talking 6+.
Listen,
And you got
that
reviews,
person,
girl. You got reviews to go off of.
I'm that person, so.
Because then you can ask the crew. Was it good? Should I do it? Was it worth it? Did it grip the meat?
Wow.
Do you squirt or are you part of the cream team?
But I mean, true, you got 6+ reviews right there.
You got 6+ reviews. And I think if they average over 3.5 stars,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And then like you have like, were they crazy? Were they crazy when it ended? Like when you
Yeah.
stopped talking? Like, you know, how was it?
Stop talking, go to jail. I just say, fucking your friends isn't the worst thing. If they're still fucking my friends, I'm not gonna date them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if they don't stop out of like respect because now you're in a relationship, that's a whole other thing. But like, so for me, obviously, like I was in that situation where I was the person who had fucked the majority of the friends, and then I started dating another person in the friend group. Even though I hadn't dated any of the other ones, I just slept with all of them. I say all of them like it was all of them. Yeah, I mean, it was a long time before I had met them. And then I started like talking to them. We weren't really like dating, but we started talking, and like one of the biggest things for him was that I had hooked up with his friends, and he didn't know how he felt about that, so it was like new. But I mean, we stopped, and he like it's a whole like the whole like respect thing. Like, if you're gonna keep hooking up with the friends while you're talking to this person, like that's rude. That's a little shitty. That's a little rude, right? But I mean, if you, out of respect for now this person that you are pursuing, you don't, and like that, or like they don't, like that's.
Yeah, some of these gay communities are already small and hotties flock like penguins. This is true. So sometimes But you can't help it. You just fucked everyone in the friend group.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think you just have to, like, unlearn why you feel shitty about that.
Yeah. And
because
then
that's really just you feeling bad about someone being promiscuous.
Exactly.
And you're seeing that as a bad thing.
And the other thing is that, like, if someone's gonna, like, make you feel bad about that, maybe reevaluate who you surround yourself with. Because, like, if they're a friend of yours and they're making you feel bad because they also hooked up with that person, then it's like, okay. You know, like, that's a little... Maybe reevaluate who it is you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah. Okay, second one. What's an absolute deal breaker when you're dating someone, even if it's going super well in the beginning? For me, deal breakers, lying and cheating. Those are my deal breakers. If you lie to my face, if you cheat around me, it's over.
I feel like right now where I'm at, I have no idea.
You know what a deal breaker is for you?
I mean...
If you try to put your hands on me, it's a deal breaker.
Look at this past relationship I've been in. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know...
Well, it gives you an idea of where you want to draw your lines now. Right?
So, like, yeah, obviously, like, but they feel like those are, like, a given, you know? Like, you put your hands on somebody, you cheat on them.
I mean, it's not a given for some people.
But I think for me, like, a deal breaker, something that, like, I wouldn't be able to... Which is, I feel like, kind of a little shallow.
Say it.
But this is, like, if we've already talked about it, if you have bad, like, BO, and I'm talking, like, either, like body odor or like your breath smells or like bad hygiene, like if you have bad hygiene, we've talked about it because, you know, like at the first part, like I get it, you know, sometimes you know, you're just not at your best, whatever, but like if we've talked about it and like you still have bad hygiene after that, I can't. I'm not gonna be with somebody that doesn't clean their butt. Like, I can't.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I guess I can add it. As far as like deal breakers that are like less than those obvious ones, I think a big one for me is if you try to change who I am.
Okay.
Right? Like if you think I'm too feminine.
Oh, I hate
or
that shit.
If
Oh
you
my
don't
God,
like that I call the rest of my friends girls. Or, you know, like...
like
or
if
you try to keep me from my
minuscule-
friends.
Like if something minuscule about like something that I do with other people bothers you, it's like, come on.
Yeah, like come on. Be a
or if like you're the type that's like, don't call me girl. I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
Like
if you're a cop,
girl.
if you're a cop, that's a deal breaker for
cops,
me. If you were in the military, that's usually a deal breaker for me.
I don't think that's a deal breaker for me.
Well, it depends on your feelings about it.
Yeah.
That's why I said usually.
It definitely depends on that.
Usually. Vado's best comment. I'm not a girl. I'm Miss Thing.
Okay, and then
the last one is about... Okay, this one was a mess. I'm gonna reread it. I just started dating this guy who've been together for 3 months, but he wants me to go on a trip to meet his whole family out of state. I don't want to. I used to talk to his brother on Grindr all the time, and it was a memorable exchange. My boyfriend doesn't know. Would you go?
I think we shouldn't really be asking the would you go right now. It's like, this is gonna come to... If you're dating this person, it's gonna come to light eventually. Like, things always come to light.
Someone will find out. The brother gonna tell the brother.
The longer you wait, the worse it's gonna get.
Yes.
So maybe think about somehow bringing that up. I don't know how you're gonna do the...
I don't know. You could also just be like, we've only been together for 3 months. I don't want to meet your family yet.
That's very, very true. Oh my God, that's very true.
Valid. You don't have to meet his family yet. Especially because for queer people, meeting someone else's family can be a very dangerous or triggering experience.
Period. If somebody says stop calling them sis, just start calling them sis.
Exactly. Sis with a C. They should hear the asterisk in your voice.
Right. Like, that's on you. You should have heard that.
Babes. You're curious what happened with the brother. I'm assuming they didn't say that they fucked.
They just said it was
they
a
used
memorable
to talk
exchange.
to him on Grindr. It was a memorable exchange, so they probably may have like video chatted maybe or just sent extensive nudes to each other. They just said that they didn't say that they fucked. They just said they used to talk on Grindr. And I feel like if they had fucked, they would have said that.
I think he's saying memorable exchange because the guy must probably be very hot. Like his brother must be. Girl, don't you think that's gonna be an issue for you if this is how you're talking about the brother this far after? Like,
brother-in-law, I'm
stuck in the dryer. Like what? This already sounds like it's like foreshadowing a mess. You never heard of foreshadowing in books?
You gotta tell your partner at some point.
Yes, absolutely. You gotta complain. I mean, that's it. One, that's his.
And if you don't find out now, when he finds out later, he's gonna be even more pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just have the hard conversation.
Because honestly, like you don't know how it's gonna go, and right now where it's at in 3 months, if it goes badly, like if he responds really negatively, boom, it's like. Oh, it's only been 3 months.
It's only been 3 months, right?
This is an easy thing to chop off.
But bitch, if it's been 2 years and then he finds out that
you're
you were
gonna be
messaging
like,
his brother,
then you're gonna show up to him like if you guys break up, then you're gonna show up to him after you guys break up and possibly Scarlett crying and then be like, I miss you, and then he's gonna be like, you'll be alright, go get a napkin.
Don't start that. We're not talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
On to our next question.
Okay.
Strike it from the record. Strike it from the record, sister. This next question. Are you reading this one?
I'll read this one.
Okay.
It's by The Other Man. It's about sex and love. So, My First Boyfriend, Part 2, the remix.
Because they sent one last month where they said that they lost their virginity to one of their friends' boyfriends, a girl.
Oh, is this where they were in the house or whatever?
Yes, and then the mom caught the two of them fucking, but not the caller. The caller was in the other room. So this is part 2 to that.
Okay. Last time I lost my virginity to Chad at the behest of his girlfriend.
Come on, behest.
That's the behest. In the months after, we started hanging out a lot, having sex, doing drugs, etc. Wait, the girlfriend or the Chad?
I'm assuming Chad.
Okay. One time he was blowing me in his room, the door to which had a fist.
Oh, Jasper, the reason I can connect the questions if they're anonymous is because it says My First Boyfriend Part 2, and the last one said My First Boyfriend Part 1.
Okay.
Well, it didn't say Part 1, it just said My First Boyfriend. And then it mentions Chad, which we know Chad from last month. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's how I can connect them.
Context.
Yes.
Where was I? Okay. The door to which had a fist-shaped hole in it, and his dad knocks, giving me time to pull up my pants, but I know he was peeking through that hole. Anyways, I really started to fall for the guy. He was surprisingly romantic when he wanted to be. During this time, I found out about his girlfriend's secret MySpace where she posted pics with this other guy she was dating. Chad had no idea, and I felt bad that she was treating him poorly. Also wanted her out of the picture, so on a night in December when we were high on
Vicodin.
What is that?
Vicodin is like it's a pill.
I have never heard of that. Is it good? No, I'm kidding. Okay, when we were high on Vicodin, I pulled up her MySpace and showed him. Ooh. He called her almost immediately and they argued for a while. He even put me on the phone and she was like, "Why?" And I forget what I said, but I'm sure it was snarky. They were probably on the phone for an hour or two, broke up, and I comforted him, saying it was for the best. I finally had him all to myself, or so I thought. They ended up getting back together sometime within the next week. This pattern would continue for about a year or two before they finally broke up for good, and I was there for all of it.
Oof, girl.
Wow.
This was equally as messy as the part 1.
Yeah.
If you don't remember the part 1, go to last month's advice stream. It's available on Twitch. It's also available on my YouTube. That is Krogang on YouTube. Go and subscribe to me. I post all of my advice streams.
This feels almost more intense than the last one though. Because or I wouldn't say more intense, just like a little more like.
All I'm saying is the showrunner over at Euphoria at the HBO, we're going to watch this. Season 3 going to have a Vicodin plot.
I mean...
with a secret Instagram.
So is this one asking for advice or not?
No, it's just a story. It's just a story, really. It's
wow.
just another story. I mean, we can't give advice. It's the past.
Right.
It's been, I'm assuming, years since this has happened.
That was insane. Wow, I love that. Thank you.
I know.
That was great.
I love a good story.
I haven't read something like that in a minute.
I know. It's giving Wattpad. Wattpad.
That's wild.
But I think it was interesting. I think it's because the caller was, at the time...
Oh, Vicodin is a painkiller?
It's a painkiller, yeah. So, at the time, they were acting in their own self-interest, trying to keep Chad to themselves, which I think is interesting. But then, in the end, it just added to them being like a fucking light switch, the Chad and the girlfriend, and while the caller was just there for all of it, and probably just, fucking Chad on the side.
Which is kind of wild. It's wild. It's you were fucking Chad.
This is some
Miss
Game of Thrones level.
Miss Girl had her NSFW MySpace. Everybody was just.
This is Euphoria.
There's room for everybody. This is Degrassi. Yes. Oh my God. This is definitely Degrassi.
It's Degrassi.
Wow.
All right, well,
that was
We've
I love
got
that.
one more question, and then we're gonna move into these scary stories. This question is from Hung Bottom. They have a general advice question, and they said, just for context, I'm semi-hung. Not anything huge, but easily bigger than average. Not even trying to bag because I'm a bottom, and I'd rather people focus on that instead. But I'm also desperate for attention. So I've been kind of using my dick to get more attention, but lately I feel like people only like me for my dick and will only talk to me for it. Not for my ass, not for my body or my face, not for my personality, not for our common interests, and it kind of has me feeling insecure. I know I probably shouldn't be expecting more from people who are only there for the dick in the first place, but even people who I have met before they saw my shit have started reducing me to just a pole. However, I feel like if I stop using my dick for attention, then I end up a little lonely, and I'm scared that if people only like me for my dick, and if I take that away, then I'd have to face the fact that maybe people just don't like me. A little unsure how I should navigate going forward, or if I'm just being baselessly silly and anxious over nothing.
I don't think that that's anxious over nothing. This is a pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to start?
No, I read, so you
Oh,
start, but I
this
don't
is
rest
just-
my throat.
This is a really like. That's so sad. I mean, it's like
Let me make a joke.
it's like it's such a like it's something you would think is like how people say like, oh, like pretty people problems or like, oh, big dick problems, like, but this is like such a real problem.
Because you're a
It's so
bottom.
sad.
Like, you don't want to...
Yeah, but not just that, like he feels like he is only liked because of that, and like he's scared. He's like genuinely scared that people are not gonna like him after that, after the fact, like if he takes that away.
But how do you find people that just like you for more than your dick?
Introduce something else. You don't.
So what would you say they should introduce then?
I've always said like, cause it's always been a thing where like people like you for one thing. So specifically for me, since I'm a go-go dancer, people already always sexualize me. Like they like, it's like the get. Like I have an OnlyFans. I had a freak Twitter. I was pretty sexual on Instagram. I'm a go-go dancer. So like, in one way, they were gonna meet me in some kind of a like sexual setting, and a lot of times that's what they wanted. That's it. That's all they wanted. And then either if they got that or if they didn't, like, it was like, okay, moving on. But I mean, honestly, I'm not the greatest at like giving advice to making friends in the gay community because I don't entirely know how. Like I just go out there. I am, like I said in the other one, I'm always 100% myself wherever I go. Doing like whatever it is that I do, whether that's like on stage, like being like this sexual person where I'm like putting on this show, and then like if somebody comes up to me to like say hi to me, like I'm myself, like I'm not, unless they're tipping really well, you know. But I mean, I'm always gonna be like 100% myself, and like if there's somebody that I see that is like cool, that's like, oh my god, this person is somebody that I'd be interested. I mean, that's how I became friends with you. Like I met you through Eric, and then like when I was dating Tim, like, and I wanted to be your friend because I thought you were cool. Like we always like vibed really well. We had a lot of comments, so I was
And
like,
Eric wouldn't let me be your friend, which was one of my deal breakers that I brought up a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. But yeah, like I just, if I find somebody that's like, oh, this person is cool, like this person has such good energy, this person is somebody that I can see myself being myself around, where I don't have to feel like I have to put up a front so that I'll be liked. I don't have to put up like this facade or whatever so that they'll continue to be interested in me. Like that's the person that I'm gonna go for. That's the person that I'm gonna want to be friends with. And that was who it was with you, with Mo, with Omar, with Stefan. Like it's people with like Gigi, like all my friends. Like I go to them and I feel like I'm home. Like I feel like I don't have to be somebody else. I don't have to be this like fake made up persona for the gay community so that people can like me.
I don't have to be Marilyn.
Yeah, and like
that is Marilyn. That is not 2 a.m.
What the fuck is that?
That's Ana de Armas in the new Marilyn Monroe movie.
I've never seen it.
I didn't see it either, but it's on Netflix. Apparently, it's getting torn apart.
As it
But
should.
apparently, it's because she's like, I am not Marilyn. Marilyn is with the public seas.
I'm screaming.
I am whatever her real name was.
Wait, that wasn't her real name?
No, Marilyn Monroe was her stage name.
All right, so what advice do you have?
So they didn't specify whether or not they want to make friends or make people sexually. They just said that they.
Oh, really?
No, they didn't actually specify. They just said that they are afraid if they take away the dick for attention, then they're gonna lose everyone. So maybe focus on your ass.
Well, there's
which Dalton wrote.
I took it.
So I'm saying, Norma Jean, that is her name. So yeah, maybe
That's
just
cute.
post more ass pics if you're trying to find more people sexually like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
people love a hung bottom. I know I do.
People love a hung bottom.
It's great. It gives you more to play with.
Yeah, I mean, just watching it while they're writing.
It's great. Or if you were talking about friends, then, I mean, you can post dick and still post other stuff and have people come for the dick and stay for the jokes. You know?
Come for the dick, stay for the jokes.
Was that Red Lobster? When you're here, you're hungry. Wait, when you're here, your family. Is that Olive Garden?
Arby's?
Arby's?
No, that's We Have the Beats.
That's what we got the meat. Yeah, I mean, we got the beef. Is that Wendy's? Where's the beef? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I think you can get away with posting dick and ass and jokes and show all of you.
Say that. If you want somebody to fuck you because you're a bottom, say that. Just say it.
Somebody come fuck me.
I'm horny. Somebody come fuck me. Like, just say that. Like,
fresh, never frozen.
Like, if they're coming and they're like, oh, you have a nice dick and you're not into topping, just tell them, like, I had
a friend back on the East Coast who was a hung bottom who had this problem, and what he did on Twitter, he didn't really post anything freaky, and so he made a bunch of friends on Twitter just being himself. But on Grindr, he posted, "I'm hung, but I'm a bottom. If you're not cool with that, like, don't ask me about my dick."
Make it clear.
He just said, "Do not ask me about my dick." I'm sorry. When everyone thought that was me.
Honestly, bitch.
I tweeted about it and everyone came for me.
Honestly, bitch. Yeah, that looks exactly like you.
I hate it.
And it sounds exactly like something you'd say, bitch.
I hate it.
So deep.
Ty.
Auto sub being ghetto.
Oh, not the auto sub not working. Hi, Ty. Welcome. Thank you for the sub. Someone thought that was me once upon a time.
Yeah, at that angle, of course.
My hair did kind of look like that.
I don't know what he said it. It's just.
And I thought the girls. Is she allowed to say that? Anyways, yeah, I would just say you can show. Get him.
Who said
the robot?
She said it.
The robot said it.
Ghetto. Girl, I don't even know you like that.
Be him for Halloween. I'm not gonna be Mino Flex for Halloween.
Yeah, and then John can be the guy who's recording.
You know, I don't do recordings no more. I don't do recordings no more. I'm not that person. No more. But yeah, I would say you can post dick and pole and hole and jokes.
Because honestly,
you can show
hook 'em, use the dick to hook 'em, real men, and boom, ass.
Because I'm sure, like, as much as you say that you're afraid that if you don't show the dick, you're afraid people will leave you. But there are other parts to you.
Yeah, does this mean that they like are like completely against having like their dick, like stuff with their dick?
They didn't say that. I don't know. Because some people do not want to be.
Yeah, I know. People like don't.
Which is
like,
crazy.
This is wild to me. That's wild to me. I'm like, it's on my body. You're gonna put your tongue on it.
Exactly. But yeah, he did just come back to Twitter. He did. Welcome back to Mito Flex. I want to be his friend. Because then that could be the meetup. Me and my bestie. Twins. Oh, God. But yeah, I think we kind of got that. Now, let's do all the spooky, scary stories that everyone has submitted. You know what? He does like Pokemon. You're right. Like, that could be my friend. Does he stream? Could we have a
every 5?
What if he was a co-host? Get Flex to be a co-host, and then we could both say, "I'm a fucking."
Yeah. Right next, you could like put the camera right up to.
Like,
I'll just come full circle.
Come on, bestie. Let's go. So we're gonna move on to our scary stories. We're gonna read one first, and then we have 2 voicemail scary stories. But to set the mood, I am going to play some scary, ominous music, and I'm going to. Wait. Okay. That way we don't hear the feedback. for the voicemails. We're gonna figure something out, right? Okay. Well, let me make sure it's playing. Turn the light off.
Oh, bitch.
Okay. Now that we're in the mood, let's get into these scary stories. This first scary story is from a gay baby, and they wrote, "When I was still..." Should I read them like chills?
Yes.
"When I was still an infant, my parents lived across the street from the serial killer's dumping grounds, colloquially known as the Texas Killing Fields. Since 1971, 30 bodies have been found here, and it's believed many of the murders were the work of multiple serial killers. One night, my mom heard a woman's voice saying, 'Stop it, you're hurting me,' and assumed it was the redneck neighbors fighting again, only later finding out that they were out of town at the time. Another time, my dad rode around the fields with their landlord, who would later become one of the major suspects in the murders. They had found a new body recently, so my dad taught my mom to fire a shotgun, which led to her pulling it out on a pair of cops and one of my dad's co-workers. We moved to a new place about a year later, and many of the cases still remain unsolved to this day."
Wait, I thought if you pulled a gun on a cop, you would get shot.
Girl, I don't
That's a
know.
shotgun. That's the scary part.
That's scary.
She pulled one and she didn't get shot. That's the scary part.
White privilege. Perfect. So I want to tell a scary story.
Okay.
Before we get into the voicemail, I'm gonna tell a couple of my own scary stories that I've collected. So I've told this one before. This is about it's a story from my boyfriend about I've told it on stream before, but I'm gonna tell it now. And so this is years ago when he was dating his ex. I'm not doing a deep mass voice. I can't. Dawson said that was my mom. She's the A-cap. Go for your mom. So one night they were out partying and they had come home, and mind you, in this apartment, John's ex always told him that there was a ghost that did not like doors being closed. And so the doors had to be open. They would go to sleep and the front door would be wide open. If they closed their bedroom door, it would be wide open. And so they could leave their front door open cracked and it would be fine. But if it was closed, that goes, yeah! And so one night after a party, they had got home and John was like...
didn't believe this, right? Didn't believe
John was just like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And so John went to go shower and his ex was sleeping at the time or whatever. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to shower. I'll meet you there. And so in the shower, he gets in the shower, he closes the door and he's in the shower, he's washing up, and then he hears, and he's like, he thinks it's his ex, so he's like, oh, just, come in, like, thinking he has to pee or whatever. He's like, oh, come in, it's fine, it's whatever. And nothing. And then he's like, oh my god. Again. He's like, oh my god, dude, like, come in. If you have to go to the bathroom, just come in, like, the door's open. And then, again, like, louder, like, and he was like, holy shit. So at this point, he's just annoyed. So he gets out and opens the door, but it's nothing. But from the bathroom, he could see into his ex's room and saw that his ex was like snoring, passed out, like dead asleep. Just, so there was no way he had like ran, knocked on the door 3 times, and then ran back to bed. And that's when he realized, oh shit, there's the ghost that doesn't like the door being closed. So that's it. Then also, these are just short ones. My mom, growing up, she always told me that my house was haunted.
I'm spooked. I don't like their stories.
Because when my mom first moved into the house, David looked spooky.
I'm scared. I don't like scary.
So,
I'm a mega pussy.
When my parents first moved into the house, my mom would always hear a radio playing. Like an old radio. and she would hear like a rocking chair and this old radio and someone like laughing. It was always like in the back porch. She would always hear it. She hasn't heard it since, but she said she would always hear it like all the time, frequently. And then Moses told me that when he got his house, he would always hear footsteps from upstairs, and he would hear music from downstairs and the sound of children playing.
No, you lose me at children.
And so he said,
as soon as I hear a little kid laughing,
and so he said he would, hear it, and it would be like louder, and he'd be like, what the hell? So he would go downstairs, and he would hear it as he's going down the stairs, but as soon as he would round the corner, it's silent. Silent. I wish I could remember the story of that Moses told me about seeing the Mothman.
Why are there so many houses that are haunted? Because this is stolen land.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
You know that, but no, you know that one meme or whatever video says like, children's laughter is the most beautiful thing you've ever heard until you're home alone and you don't have kids. Like,
yes. Okay, so I'm gonna ask him this story, and I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna ask him at work on Friday, and I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna come back, and next week on stream I will play the recording of it. But he told me that he saw the Mothman, and the way he tells this story, you believe him, because
what is the Mothman?
The Mothman is like a giant moth person with glowing red eyes, and so he told me that he saw the Mothman, and the way he tells the story, like his hair was raising. Moses.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask him.
You know, some old heads that always got the scary stories.
Exactly. I mean, they've been around for a while. More chances for spooky stuff.
That is crazy.
Do I have any other scary stories? I had the scary story of when I went to the bathroom, but I've told that on stream like 5 times already.
Oh, with the dude with the hat.
Yeah, the dude with the hat and the trench coat, and I always saw him.
And you told your sister, and she told you.
Well, I'll recap a quick one. Hi, Marlo. Marlo says hi, David.
Hi. Oh, hey.
So I've told this story like 5 times, but I'm gonna tell it again. So when I was a kid, we had a blackout. I went to the bathroom. I went to go wash my face. I had to go to the bathroom, and I look up, and in the mirror, I see this like shadow of a man with a hat and like a trench coat. And I look behind me, and there's no one there. And then I look forward, and he's still in the mirror. I look behind me, no one's there. Back in the mirror, he's there. And I would see him like every night in the doorway to the bathroom, not really ever getting closer. And then years later, my sister inherits my room. And she tells me, hey, I saw something weird. I'm already in college at this point. I was like, oh, God. What did you see? And she tells me the exact same story that I told her. And at first, I was like, I probably dreamed up this guy. Like, growing up, I was like, okay, that was probably like, I'm probably misremembering something. It was probably a dream. But after she told me the exact same thing and I had never told her that story before, I was like, oh, God, I did see something. I don't know what. Also, happy early birthday, Marlo.
Happy birthday, Marlo. Early.
There's a spirit trapped in the mirror. Very much maybe so. What did Skippy write? One time I slipped over and slept on the couch in the living room while everyone else was sleeping. In another room, I swear I felt someone standing behind me when I slept. Big scary.
I mean, I don't have like stories that I feel like are real, but I have stuff like that. So like a long time ago, a big reason. So this is okay. It's kind of funny too. When I was younger, I was like really, really into stuffed animals. Like always. Like I had a shit ton. Like I'm talking like 3 giant black bags full of stuffed animals. And my mom asked me like why I was so into them. And I would always just say like I just really like them. You know, I really, really like them. They're really fun. I like to play pretend with them, everything. But the actual reason that I liked having stuffed animals is because when I would sleep at night, before I had all of them, because before I only had like a toy that my mom got me, you know, like a stuffed animal, and it was this one like rabbit that I got, that I lost at an IKEA, which is why I hate IKEA. But I like that was the one that like I felt like would protect me, you know. Okay. And then I lost it, and after that, when I would go to sleep, I slept in the same room as my brothers. We shared a room. I was on the top bunk all the time, and I would sleep on the top bunk, and up there like. There was this light that would always come in from my neighbors because their bathroom was like right there, but it was like those like glass windows, so it was just light that would come in right into my room. And like I swear to you, there was a shadow in the closet. Like so, I'm over here all the way at this end, and the closet's all the way on this end. And I swear there was a shadow there. There was a shadow that was just there, and I thought I was terrified because obviously as a little kid, like you're always seeing it. and I would always see it all the time. When I had my rabbit, I would always see it. But it wasn't until after I lost that rabbit that that one night that I tried to go to sleep without it, it moved. Like the shadow moved, like it went from this side, and like it wouldn't move like lights moving, and the shadows like being cast because of the light. It moved like there's a shadow here. There's like the overall shadow of the darkness, and there's a separate shadow that's like there standing, and it moved, and it didn't look like a body. It just looked like a shadow that it got up and moved to the other side to where my brother was.
No.
And I was terrified, and I was so scared. And that's one of the reasons why I always said that like my brother would like wet the bed because of that. And I was like, there has to be a reason why you're wetting the bed, and it has to be because of that.
Hey,
so after that,
his business out
and yeah, what the fucking. But like after that, like I would always collect all these stuffed animals, and what I would do is like I would set up a little fortress of the stuffed animals like around me. Like I would sleep up my back against the wall, and they would have like a fortress, and then I would have my favorite one as like my soul protector. And that was the only way that I could sleep.
Cute.
It's the only way that I could sleep. Like I had like all of them, like they would all like be like my little armies protecting me against whatever's in the dark. And then if they did manage to get past my little army, I had my soul protector that was like right there.
Wait, that's cute.
Yeah. And then
the whole squad.
Yeah.
You were playing TFT.
I had a lot. Like I'm talking like I could build a wall. Like Trump.
We don't gotta say that.
Yeah. It was me.
We could have left that. Let's catch up with Chuck real quick. If there's a chair in your bedroom, put something on it so spirits don't feel like they're invited to sit and stay.
I've heard that before.
That's what I'm gonna start using when I just have laundry on my bed and I'm like,
It's for the spirit.
It's for the spirit.
It's for the spirit.
It's for the spirits. If we talking ghost stories, I sometimes hear the voices of my deceased loved ones in my head. Have you ever had a dream about someone that's already been dead? I often have dreams about my gay uncle.
I think I've had dreams of people that.
And I have to ask my mom. I have to ask my mom when he died because I don't remember if I met him as a kid or not. But I have a very distinct memory of being in my room and him coming in and just us just talking. It's very distinct. It stands out in my head. I can see it. I remember the color of the walls. I remember the clouds we had painted on it. I remember the mirror and the fan was on. And I remember what he was wearing. He had on like a button down. It was like a beige button down and a pair of slacks. And I just remember it.
So I was just that reminded me of so I wouldn't say this is like a scary story, but it's kind of creepy. So my great grandfather passed away from my mom's side, from my grandma's side. So he passed away, and when he passed away, I did not know that man like that. Like I didn't know him. We never spoke like that. I would always just like whenever I would come to my grandma's house. Obviously, I'm respectful. When I was little, I'd be like, "Hola, cómo está?" His name is Papito. Like how like "Hola, Papito." Like "Cómo está?" No, I do not associate me with him because when he passed away, I dreamt of him. Like when my mom like told me, he passed because my mom was sad. So like my mom told me about like that he passed away, that it was my mom's dad. That he passed away like in his sleep. And I didn't tell my mom then, but I fell asleep and I had dreamt. And mind you, I'd never spoken to this man. I didn't have any association with this man. Never really saw him. But I had dreamt a really creepy dream that he came into our room and like tried to hurt my brothers and I, like in a sexual way. And I didn't tell my mom that. But it was a really creepy dream, and I was like, it felt so like vivid. Then like in the future, like I don't know what we were talking about, but like my mom ended up coming out that he was a child molester. And it was just one of those things that the family didn't talk about. Because, Hispanic families and how they just love to not talk about shit. And I told my mom. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I dreamt when he passed away.
Not this pedophilic ghost coming for you.
Yeah. And I was like, I dreamt that. And I was like, that was years ago. Like, that was so long ago. Like, and it felt so real. Like, that he came into the room and, like, he started with, like, my brother. And then I was on the top bunk. So, like, it was scary. But that wasn't scary, but it was creepy.
Bitch, that's scary. That's scary. Skippy says his mom had dreams of her great-grandfather's funeral and, like, would describe things about it, but the funeral was 10 years before she was born. Oh. Bitch, that's weird. Like, how do you... I don't even know how to explain.
Do you ever
that.
feel like that stuff like that is like it's like the spirits trying to like connect with someone?
I really don't even know. I have no idea. Dead asleep in the middle of the night, I was thrown to the other side, like flipped. Oh hell no! Who was doing the bending?
They like Patrick is like,
Mercy. You're sick. I used to live in this house where the cabinets wouldn't stay closed, and one time I was washing dishes, and literally 5 cabinets opened at the same time, one after the other. And in this house, there was nights when the alarm went off multiple times because the internal garage door kept being thrown wide open. No possibility for wind or people breaking in. And I got a hermetite ring for protection. Y'all stop typing, I'm trying to read. And oh my god, and it shattered off my finger the day I went inside the house. Oh my god, this is wild. We all gonna go to sleep spooked tonight.
yeah,
But
I work tomorrow, guys.
before that, let's listen to another. Let's listen to a scary story via voicemail, and then we'll end with Ivan's super scary story that he had sent in. So I'm going to swap over to.
With my speakers.
Okay, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna mute us, and we're going to listen to this story. All right.
Hi everyone, it's Victor. So most of you already heard this story, but when I was younger, I was living in Albuquerque, and my mom had this tendency of visiting old churches. It was like her thing. So we were driving one day, and we ended up stopping at one near Albuquerque, and it was me and my older sister. She was visiting, and we were just going inside the church. Me and her were just messing around, floating around, making noise, and we see this old lady up in front, and she has like a shawl or something like covering her face, or not her face, but her head. So I'm going up to the front, we're taking pictures, me and my sister being annoying while my mom's praying and I don't know what. So then, me being a little nosy brat, I was looking and I didn't see a face on her, like she was just like complete dark, but I was like, nah, like I didn't care because I wasn't really like too focused on that old lady. And once we left, I found a rosary like in the chairs or whatever you call them, or where you sit, whatever it's called, and picked it up, thought nothing of it. We drive off, and then my mom's just really quiet. She's not saying anything. She's not doing anything. She's just like focused on the road. She turns left, and we're just like, yeah, like what the heck, like what are you doing? And still nothing. She stops at a graveyard, and then she gets out. We're freaking out. We're like, why is she at the graveyard? The doors are locked to the graveyard, but she proceeds to go to the side. When she goes to the side, we just let her be, but she comes back like as if she had full dementia. She was like, wait, like, why are we here? Like, what happened? Like, last thing I remember, we're at the church. Like, why are we here? And we were all freaking out. And the rosary that I had, I just put it in the grave where she was at. We took off, all freaked out. We made no, like, comment about it because we were all freaked out. We're just like, let's pretend this never happened. But we went to go develop the fit pictures because this was like years ago. So we had a disposable camera. The lady was not in any of the pictures. So we assumed that that was the old lady that was wanting to go back to her grave after visiting the church. But yeah, that's my story.
That's both scary and kind of sweet.
I mean, yeah, like she wanted to return her little rosary, right? I think that's kind of sweet, but that's spooky, bitch.
Yeah, it's spooky, but also kind of sweet. You know, like both.
That is spooky. So I'm downloading Ivan's thing right now. Like 2 seconds. It was also my 15 minutes I had to rush because I had to pee. I should have done a retake. Oh, that's fine. I did pitch your voice lower to make it sound spookier. Because why not? And so I am downloading the MP4 that you sent me. You did a great job, Victor. It was a great story. That was. I mean, he said up front. He said, "This is Victor." The scary stories were not anonymous if you didn't want them to be. So if you said it was you up top, I didn't take that out because, I mean, it's just a scary story. It's not. I'm trying to think if I have any others while we wait for this to finish downloading. Hold on, I think I found it.
That's the crystal.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna pause the music because he has put in his own things, and I'm actually gonna show it because there is a handy dandy little like slideshow. So real quick, I'm gonna take this out. I'll put this here, and then I'm gonna put this up. Okay. Put this to window capture. Nope, wrong one. Where is it? Nope, wrong one. What the fuck is it? It's a vid. Why is it not showing up? Where the fuck is it? Is it? Are you laughing? I'll show you laughing. I'm gonna just keep it here then. Okay.
Come on, PowerPoint presentation. Are we gonna get an A?
We are getting a full PowerPoint presentation, ladies. All right. Restart the beginning. This is a presentation.
This is Ivan Does YouTube, and this is The Friendly Hunger, based on a true crime story.
Wait, real quick. I gotta fuck something up real quick because.
This is a tale of murder, gore, friends, spanning centuries. It's as old as the first few colonies in the United States. From England, there was two colonists by the name of Elba and Mary. Elba and Mary were the best of friends back home in England. Both had survived a long journey there. They became pregnant on the ship and safely managed to get off to the new colony. In the 1500s, the islands of Roanoke were previously undiscovered islands. They were cold and dank, full of savage wildlife and mysteries. Their husbands had not made the journey from England as they died of a seaborne illness. Now both widowed and in a strange new land, and carrying their first child, both women knew they had to stay together and protect one another. Each week there was less and less food for the colonists. The new colony had an idea to mix in with the natives inhabiting the neighboring lands. The Traho tribe were not kind to the foreigners, and they were very defensive against their lands. One day, while the women were out looking for berries and small animals to eat, one of the tribe members shot the two women in the ankles. As the woman fell, the tribe members kidnapped Elba and Mary. The women were both 8 months pregnant and only had 4 more weeks to give birth. The adrenaline and fear shocked the two women into an early birth. In a weird moment of grace, the natives safely delivered the two babies, not even giving the women a chance to recover. The natives cut their throats and made the newborns drink the blood of their mother's neck. Baby cries and chanting scattered throughout the native land. The rich maroon blood covered the babies as the two women now lying still at the feet of the natives. The natives ate the two women gruesomely and momentarily took care of the newborns. Whispers and words spread throughout the colonists, and they went on the lookout for the two lost pregnant women. They were very saddened to find the woman had been dismembered and ate by the natives. There was a big conflict between the two civilizations, but luckily the colonists managed to get the newborns back. As the colonists fled the native lands, they were totally unaware of the curse the elder tribe had put on the two babies. Jonathan and Delvin were cursed with ancient magic blood oaths to live an eternal struggle of carnage, hunger, and flesh. During the 1600s, at the colony, when the children reached adulthood, something inside them grew stronger. A type of hunger, food and meat could not suffice. Jonathan had lured one of the colonists into the forest and ripped his head off. Both him and Delvin kneeled to the ground and began to devour the other colonists. They tied heavy rocks to the ankles and watched what was left of the bloody corpse sink to the bottom of the river. The body was never recovered. Their insatiable hunger was satisfied, for now. Some time went by and Jonathan and Delvin both married colonist girls and eventually had children. Intrigued that both of them had sons, they wondered if this would be the case for their grandchildren. When Jonathan and Delvin, the second, were around the age of 20, they started getting a sensation in their stomach, a force that required food. The fathers showed their sons how to satisfy their hunger, until they were violent enough and ended up killing their makers. When Jonathan and Delvin Jr. had sons of their own, they noticed something even darker. The next generation would have a hunger for blood and carnage greater than that of their father. By 1925, centuries after the two women were murdered on the Roanoke colony, there lived two young adults named Jason and Dylan living in Massachusetts, working together in a little startup company as carpenters. The two carpenters had a tiny little secret. Every time they would work on a new house, they would bury the bodies of their victims in the basement before any of the house was built. This went on for years until one of them moved away to the Midwest with a woman. In 1930, the two had lost contact and were living on their own. Jason living in Iowa with his wife and Dylan in Massachusetts. In May of 1933, the growing city of Chicago hosted its latest World's Fair, and the two men ditched their lives and partners to be in Chicago to continue their murder spree. Dylan started on the south, Jason on the north. Each man was killing at least 5 people per day leading up to the days of the World's Fair. During the fair, they would lure travelers from all over the world into hotels, seducing them a bit and eventually murdering every last one. After the fair, the two kept killing on their own, and one day the old friends ran into each other pursuing the same man. They both had the same strategy, the same finesse in the murders, never leaving evidence, never getting caught. Now that the friends were once again reunited, they worked together, perfecting the game. The Chicago police would always be 3 steps behind of the famous duo. In total, the Chicago killers murdered and dismembered and ate the remains of close to 120 victims by 1940. The two knew that their legacy could not die and that eventually they had to have sons of their own, Jackson and Daniel. Decades went on with the sons participating in the same. In the year of 1996, a Hispanic boy was born into a quiet family. The following year, another boy was born in the same city. These two would be the grandkids of the famous Chicago killer duo, the same bloodline spanning centuries and dating back all the way to the first days of the new colony, where in Roanoke, the curse of ancient magic and blood oaths still lives on and is more deadlier than ever. The hunger is greater than the last father and has been this way for centuries. Serious warning. If you live in the Chicagoland area, please be very aware of 2 friends that seem inseparable. The names of the grandchildren are unknown, but most definitely would start with a J and a D. Both men would be around the age of 22 to 26. This is the age the bloodlust hunger awakens. A hunger so violent and bloody, nobody is safe. They may appear to be nice. They may try to be your friend. They might even try to seduce you. If you know of any 2 friends like this, run the other way. J and D will forever be hungry.
I'm fucking shook.
Oh, that was so good. That was fantastic.
Insane. That was so good. What the fuck?
That was great, Ivan. I would say the only thing is that I was not born in Chicago.
Right.
That's the only thing. That's the only... I know. How are we supposed to have sons, girl?
Right. Wait.
Oh, there's a chance your mom
There's
said
a chance. That was a good ass story though.
That was good. That was great.
Like I would read that. Like if they made us read that story in school, I would have definitely spark notes it.
Oh, Ivan, that was fantastic. Ivan, for that, let me pull up your YouTube real quick. Let's do a little
put on my wig back.
Let's do a little promo for you.
I was like, oh my god, this sounds so familiar because I have heard of a story of like people like burying the like bodies under it. So I was like, oh, that's where this is going. And then as soon as he was like, they start with the boom. I was like, okay.
I noticed it. I was like, wow, all these people have like names with J's and D's.
Yeah.
Anyways, go follow Ivan on YouTube as well as Instagram. What else do you use, Ivan? Ivan, post your socials. Ivan was co-hosting a couple months ago. Big friend of the stream. J and D's nuts.
D's nuts.
That was fun.
That was
fun.
great.
That was great. That was we had a couple good scary stories. We had some good questions this month. This was great. Before all of them are Ivan. That's what I thought. I don't know why I thought there was one that was different. I thought there was. Isn't one of them Ivan does TV? I don't know. Point is, thank you everyone submitting questions. We will be back next month where me and my other friend Diwa will be answering questions. So it'll be very cute. Oh, the Instagram is Ivan Does TV. See, I knew one of them was different. David, do you have any words for the girls?
This was fun. I like this. I'm glad that I
David will be back for another one eventually.
This was really fun. Damn, do I have any words?
Follow David on TikTok.
Follow me on TikTok. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty funny.
Yeah, follow David on TikTok at chicaguacate. No other socials right now because no other socials. Just follow on.
I will be back on social soon. I'm honestly gonna take a little break from social media for like the ones that I've been.
What's your Twitter?
On.
You know damn well what his Twitter and Insta are, and they're gone.
Who said that? Who said that?
Hey, who the hell are they? Follow on TikTok and OnlyFans.
I'll make it free for you guys.
And follow me for updates on David in the interim.
Yeah.
This was cute. I had a lot of fun doing this with you.
Me too.
Do you want to play some games for a little bit?
Of course I do.
Okay, cool. We are going
Dead by Daylight.
Yes,
we're gonna play
Dead by Daylight.
Yes,
we're gonna play a little Dead by Daylight. So first, I am going to end stream. We're gonna keep this a separate copy. Did I open my closet? I did open my closet. That was me. I'm so sorry. That was me.
We misbully you, man. He was the only one. No, actually, there was a couple, but you were the only one that was really bullying me. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end this one here.
Please don't.
We'll be back in 5 minutes. We're gonna go get some water, go to the bathroom, and we'll be back playing some Dead by Daylight for the night in costume because, of course, why not? Mm-hmm. All right. I'll see y'all in 5 minutes.